So when revenue is a little bit stagnant, I was just sitting there thinking like I couldn't quite put my finger on why. So I started looking at myself as the block or the barrier. Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 24. So recently I was feeling like I had plateaued in my business. Sound familiar to any of you? I've launched this podcast this year and that was a huge goal. So that was something really big. And I'm running a live event later this year in Australia in August and September, also live streamed. I told you a little bit about that on episode 20 and 21. So if you're interested, go listen to those. And I've been wanting to do that for years. So the fact that I have, locked in venues, have a sales page on my website to promote the event, itinerary, agenda, all of it, that's pretty cool. I've recently expanded my team this year as well. So there's some things that have happened, right? So, I look at it like that. I'm like, wow, I have accomplished a lot, but yet things have plateaued as well. So when revenue is a little bit stagnant, I was just sitting there thinking like I couldn't quite put my finger on why. So I started looking at myself as the block or the barrier. I think that's a really important thing to do as a business owner. And I'm a really big believer in the saying that you need to start acting like the person that you need to become in order to drive your business to the next level. You need to start acting like the person now that you want to become or that you need to become in order to have that next level of growth or success in your business. So based on that, I'm part of a mastermind group. There's a really cool group of us. We're actually agency owners like myself. And we get together and we continue to upskill, quote unquote, do the upskill thing and learn. And I'm just thinking like, okay, I'm learning from people that are more successful from me. I listen to podcasts, I read books, I watch videos. I'm always on the hunt to change things and try new things. But I'm starting to think, okay, so maybe I'm the block, then maybe I have to start to look at different ways of, understanding why that is, right? Maybe something more spiritual. I don't know. So whatever it is, I'm just starting to think that maybe there's something else that I'm blocked with and I have to work that out. So you guys, I decided to check out kinesiology. Is that how you say it? Kinesiology? Yeah, I think so. Kinesiology. I always mispronounce that word. Have you heard of it? Anyway, back in the days when I worked for the motivational speaker, Tony Robbins, I was exposed to a lot of alternative therapies. And this was one of them, one of many things. There were things like, there was something called a Q-link. Have you guys ever heard of that? It's a necklace, like it's wearable, wound up copper reels or coils. And the idea is that if you wear them on your body, you deflect like bad waves from technology, essentially, and protects your body from that. I was exposed to things like Q-Link, Reiki, which is like like you don't touch the body and you heal through energy, life coaching. I didn't even know there was a thing called life coaching until I started working for him as well. So I was exposed to all this stuff, definitely a lot of things that pressed my buttons a lot as to what to believe in and what was out there. So that was a really interesting time in my life. But then, I was starting to learning more about this kinesiology thing. I was thinking, it's kind of fascinating how your body can tell you what is wrong with it or what you need to focus on. And from my understanding with it, and I'm not an expert with this at all, this is kind of what I understand that it does, right? So the practitioner basically does like muscle monitoring by asking a series of questions, and they essentially press on areas of your body. So they might press on your arm or your wrist, for example, and then suddenly with certain questions or statements, your muscles just like give way. It's the weirdest thing. Like you're holding your arm up and they're asking you questions, your body questions, and all of a sudden they ask a question and it just goes limp. so weird. So basically it tells you through yes or no answers what you should be focusing on. And it's like quite a big field from my understanding. And people use it for medicine as well to help your body tell you, where you might have illness or disease, but it's also used for spirituality. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not an expert, but yeah, interesting, right? So I know it might sound like a little woo-woo, especially if this is like new to you guys as well. But I think one of the most amazing things about being human is that we can explore and try different things. And all I'm saying is just to stay curious. Because remember, as a kid, you're always like so curious about the world and things around you. And I think that as you get older, you kind of let that go a little bit. But so that's where I was at recently. I was like thinking, okay, so I've been doing the mastermind, I've been reading the books, I've been studying the podcasts, and obviously I'm the block. There's something else going on here. What's that Taylor Swift song? I'm the problem, it's me. So anyway, I thought I'd give this thing a go. So guys, I want to tell you a little bit about what I learned about my session, and I'll probably go in again as well, because I thought it was a really interesting way of kind of learning about yourself. So the big thing I learned was that mostly I need to learn how to receive more. And I think the backstory is interesting. So, and when I got that message, or my body sort of told me that message, I understood it. So when I was growing up, I moved around a lot. I was never really settled. I learned how to be very, very, very adaptable and very, very, very independent, and how to do, everything myself. So you can imagine as a child, if you picked up and had to leave every couple of years, you were leaving your friends, your school, and you would go into a new school, a new group of people, and you never wanted to be close to them because you just think, oh, I'm going to leave in a couple of years again. So I never really got close to people and learned how to kind of receive in friendships. It was more just, I'll be independent, do myself. And on top of that, I was painfully shy as a kid. So I remember this one time when the teacher called on me, I think it was in year 2, second grade, just to answer a question. Like we had a book report or something. We were reading a book and we were there to answer questions, and calls on me. Hey, Heather, can you answer this question? And I literally lost it. And I had to run out of the room and go into the little girl's bathroom, and I started crying because I was so shy that I could not be called upon in class to answer any questions. So not only, I had that going on, so I had this pattern of needing to rely on myself, right, throughout my whole life. And so it was really interesting that I was kind of given this lesson to receive, because I know that that's one of my weaknesses, is that I, can be a bit headstrong and not ask for support from my team or different people in my life sometimes. So now what am I going to do with all this knowledge now that I know about it? Well, I suppose I'm going to start to try and be more, a bit more vulnerable, which is why I'm having this conversation with you guys. Because I know I can be kind of shut down as well to people in my network and asking for help and collaboration and ideas. I'll always give the ideas, but I don't ask for them back. So I'm going to try and work on that as well. And it's really funny how we all have these patterns or ways of being, all of us. They're all different. Some of you might even strongly relate to what I'm saying to you right now as well, where you've just gone at it by yourself all the time. If it's going to get done, it's up to me, all that sort of stuff. And I wanted to share this way of being because this is very much the show about anti-hustle. And living in that way is a hustling sort of mentality, isn't it? So think about something that, might be holding you back. Are you plateauing in your revenue? Are you struggling with your team? Are you struggling to get more clients or the right kind of clients? What's giving you stress in your life right now? What's adding that sort of additional burden that you don't want to have in your life? Perhaps, just perhaps, the change is going to start with you. So perhaps it's time to look at you and maybe different ways of why you might be the block. Anyway, hope that helped somebody out there that maybe just needed to hear that right now. All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.